What motivated me to send the email? Well, okay, I was still on the energy stream that I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah.
I don't like where I went.
Hmm.
I'm, it took some repair work for Leslie's guilt of being a blue meanie and um, to release myself from that. Because I do know I wasn't trying to be mean.
No, you weren't. No,
For sure not.
no.
Uh, I can only hope they receive.
But let's stay with the context. Am I?
So what? Why did I really?
What was really going on
So
that
that part,
there's something really going on and you used it?
I didn't like it. I didn't feel valuable. Okay, I didn't feel like I can't match you. I can't. Uh, oh wow. So I thought, well, why have me there when you could be tender and gentle and loving, and we don't need a maniac sitting there uh, trying to tip the thing too soon. Um,
Okay,
you
okay,
know,
that's a fair statement. Yeah.
my impatience, kind of, for don't you know? Don't you know? We're ready for surgery here. Do you really want to stay in the waiting room and chit chat about the coffee? Come on. He's in his mask and his gown. I've told you several times this is
Mhm.
divine surgery of the finest. Okay, so my impatience, my devaluing, because you're saying, no, that was okay. So that's given my esteem a boost. Takes a lot of patience. Uh, and this does challenge it. It's like a deep thing. The challenge is there's the part of Leslie that knew I shouldn't have children because I'll shred them with this thing, this impatient thing. So,
Well, my intuition is the Leslie you were. You know, if that Leslie had managed to get some of this work, then been a different story.
the good could come out.
Mhm. Judging me, and I'm supposed to be more enlightened than this, and I feel all this shame. I've said too much, and I'm like, well, let's say more. Let's go in and say more, because you're losing your religion. You're losing your alignment. You know, let's go here and say more and reconnect that alignment. Yeah. It's almost like I've said too much from my ego. Okay, so let's go to my true self and say more.
So she reacted to the negatives and ignored the positives. So after we had a few back and forth, I said, okay, so it looks like we're settled now. Thank God. We're okay now. We understand each other. So now maybe take a look at the paragraph where I said a lot of beautiful things to you, and also throughout the email, if you'll notice, pretty well everything I said, I also offered you the healing that I'd experienced
Mhm.
with it. So, did you see those parts? Did you see my compassion and my like my forgiveness and my healing also, and all the beauty? And she wrote back, "Yes, I see it now." So it was very interesting experience. She went into her ego, only saw my ego, missed the love. Now we're okay. Forgive and you will be free.
So,
Yeah, right. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
but again, the primary focus. So here's we're talking about the soul stuff and the soul's journey and the samsara's wheel and such like. And yet none of it's relevant in the context of the work we're doing. None of it's relevant because that's belief. And our focus is be-lieve. You're in belief. I believe we could be doing more. I believe you could be getting better instead of being love.
Oh my God.
Having compassion, forgiveness, understanding, acceptance.
No. Whoa.
But also out of love behind it. Because you wanted them to have what you have.
Yeah. Well, this is entirely different. You are right. There was some piggybacking on my part of tuning into her energy and yeah, paralleling it is how I.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Channeling it, I wasn't comfortable with the word channeling, but
So in a way, I'm meeting her in my experience of her.
good.
Huh. And ooh. So and maybe that's a codependent space. So maybe I need to step slightly out of that, honor her autonomy. Whew. And oh my goodness, this has to happen fast though. It's stepping into my sovereignty is what you're asking me to do. So, oh my.
So, and again, if we take it to ACOL or various other teachings, to be in a place of acceptance of the other being right where they feel safe to be.
Oh my God. How do I know it's not perfect where she is for her?
At this time.
Far be it.
If that's as safe as the space feels for her to be able to be, given her defensive systems, then that's what it is.
And her probably also a little bit of, well, I don't know how to talk as good as those two.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe playing. Like they're much more articulate and they know the material, and I don't. Um, so I would wonder whether to say anything at all, and then I could say, "How you doing with this, with all this?
Mhm.
Are you okay there, or how are you?" I just wondered. I
Yeah.
noticed.
How clean is that? That
Oh,
wasn't even Leslie that said that. That was Love that said that.
oh my God! Oh my God! Thank you.
That wasn't about what Leslie wants to get to.
Oh my God!
That was authentic, loving, kindness, compassion, care.
I mean, for it's funny. The love wants to go somewhere. Oh, just tell Billy. It's interesting. It's love. It wants to put its arm somewhere. It's so interesting to see this in slower mo
Yeah,
than.
it's attracting, it's moving, it's about union. You know, it's about the embrace. It's about
Sure. It wants.
safety to move towards.
Oh wow! It wants to touch, and share. Oh God, oh God, oh God, that was beautiful. Just to observe that. Oh, whew. Oh, there's plenty here. I don't have to leave here to communicate my truth. I don't have to go down. Wow, like Bob Dylan said, to the level he's in. That's how he said it too. Whoa, to get you down in the hole that he's in. Ah, it's a very long song. It's all right, Ma. It's called I'm Only Crying. Um, and I simultaneously, there's beautiful stuff happening for me too when I'm being this, like this. It's also a message that I can be, and it's safe for me to be this way
Very good, well done. Yeah.
simultaneously.
Yeah. So, and you can see how hard it is and how much I'm having to help you to get past the Leslie stuff, to touch this stuff.
Yes. I did understand it came from a good place, but I don't think I'd forgiven myself the way it came.
Yeah, you were just caught in deciding how it should look because you know how it could look. And if it didn't look like that, then it was a waste of time and bad and wrong and blah 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 blah.
It is similar to painting,
Hmm. Hmm.
all interrelated. Oh my goodness.
Again, yeah, because it's tree of life, tree of knowledge. You know, it's going into that left brain hemisphere. It's logic, reason, thought, conditioning, kind of judgment.
Outer standards. Outer. In, whoa. Whoa. In order to develop these kind of paintings, I have to not take them to the gallery.
Hmm.
Just have to
Yeah.
go with what wants to come out, not go take it into that realm
Mhm.
where they're looking at would people pay money for this?
Well,
Okay.
it's not just that. I imagine, as soon as you say it, I imagine you're at your easel when you're painting, and there's a part of your mind caught up in the fact that it's going to a gallery.
Wants to please them.
It's affect, yes,
Yes, it
yeah,
will.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be more conservative, way more. It'll be, yeah, landscape. I sure do nice. I do beautiful sky landscapey things. Um,
So how come that wasn't your ego that said that? I do beautiful landscapey things. That was completely clean.
because it's true. Because I have a sense of what is beautiful. Um,
Mhm. Feel how clean all these things are. I have a sense of what is beautiful. That wasn't your ego either.
she also trusted that I was gentle. Actually, um, she liked how I always had little kids around that came over, wanted me to be the big kid, and she wouldn't say it to me, but I'd hear her saying it to someone else. She's so gentle with them. They just love her.
It's nice to be in your company and feel you feeling these nice things about your mum.
Thank you. Well,
to feel you being that experience again.
yeah, well, I think there was one more. Is I must have been home. It must have been Jewish New Year, and you dress up, up. You get new outfits to go to synagogue, and you're in the Jewish Holy Week. The Jewish world stops. You go to shul every day. It's kind of nice. And I remember I dressed nicely and was walking towards my mother's bedroom, see what she's doing. And she said, "Très élégant." Very elegant.
Hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. She recognized me. Well, she was right.
Hmm.
She was also my teacher. She was rather elegant in her own right. Quiet elegance. Nothing flashy.
Given that it is essentially a spiritual practice, and any spiritual practice can lose its way when it becomes too kind of
Yeah.
brought down to earth and solidified
Rigid.
and used as this is truth.
It's just the bitterness of things.
But it's interesting when you talk, see, this is about self-respect,
Self-respect.
because
Respect.
it can, that I go two places with that. Okay, if I can feel the sovereignty and the knowing that I'm in self and I'm respecting self, I'm respecting that I'm coming from that place of knowing and truth within myself, it feels like self-respect. If I'm feeling myself saying, telling myself and trying to convince myself that this is about self-respect, and that feels like my ego. So it could be either, it depends whether you're in truth or whether you're in a coping mechanism without seeing you're in the coping mechanism. And I'm not saying you're doing that, I'm just saying it's interesting to hear you use the words self-respect, and then it took me a wee process from which I've learned something. So for somebody to say, well, I'm doing this out of self-respect, that feels ego-y.
No,
Just I'm doing this out of self-respect. I can feel like,
no, it's where
I'm
the
not saying you're doing that.
and I'm open to what you said. I appreciate what you said there. It,
Mhm.
it's either real or it's not. It's compensatory,
Mhm.
um, trying to sound good.
Yeah.
But and I could probably, I would say it's not solid line. It's not a solid line.
Okay. Okay.
But where I was applying the self-respect is I spent a lot of time and effort on this choice. This is good that we're talking about it because it's helping me hold this in a good way and know my truth. And thank you. I have been careful all along. I have sometimes, now I'm more sensitive. I've seemed to, I'm more in tune, more mindful, more sensitive because, and so I need less and I want less. And there was a while back there, This has been a wonderful conversation. My self-esteem is in fabulous shape.
Okay.
I mean, I had doubts and I don't now, because now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm really appreciating how carefully I've gone about this.
I did it in a psychosynthesis training in London. Same thing, being mindful of whatever, and a mindful exercise. And it was I think it was a chocolate raisin. You know, the facilitator bought a bag of chocolate raisins, gave us all one, and which was fine for me because it was chocolate. And I was like, well, yeah, great, milk chocolate. So you look at it and you anticipate it and all the rest of it. And what I took from it was that it's one of many ways of being taken to union,
Yes.
because in the merging moment there is no me. I kind of become the taste of the chocolate. I become that merged with that. Oh my god, I'm gone. There's no me. You with me? There's no witnessing self-aware having it. There's just the bliss experience.
Oh,
So that's what I learned from it.
I'm so grateful for this conversation. I'm feeling very good about it. It doesn't matter if they ask because I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And my self respect is in the proper place.
Mhm.
And
It
this,
doesn't feel as if your anchor is in kind of like
no,
shallow water type thing or untethered to the
no.
seabed.
And um,